The book of Asher, we're continuing on with chapters 81 through 85. Chapter 81 goes over the departure of the Israelites from Egypt with great riches and flocks and herds. Chapter 82 goes over the 10 commandments are given while Moses is in the mount. Aaron makes a golden calf and Israel worship it. Chapter 83 goes over Aaron and his sons are placed in charge of Mighty God Ahiah's services and the sacrifices and offerings. The Passover is celebrated. Chapter 84 goes over the earth swallows up the rebellious. The children of Israel commanded not to war with the children of Esau or Moab. And chapter 85 go over some of the Canaanites rise up to fight Israel, who are frightened and run away, but the sons of Levi compel them to return. Chapter 81. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, besides the little ones and their wives. Also a mixed multitude went up with them, and flocks and herds, even much cattle. And the sojourning of the children of Israel, who dwelled in the land of Egypt in hard labor, was 210 years. And at the end of 210 years, Mighty God Ahiah brought forth the children of Israel from Egypt with a strong hand. And the children of Israel traveled from Egypt, and from Goshen, and from Ramesses, and encamped in Succoth on the 15th day of the first month. And the Egyptians buried all their firstborn whom Mighty God Ahiah had smitten, and all the Egyptians buried their slain for 3 days. And the children of Israel traveled from Succoth and encamped in Etham at the end of the wilderness. And on the 3rd day after the Egyptians had buried their firstborn, many men rose up from Egypt and went after Israel to make them return to Egypt, for they repented that they had sent the Israelites away from their servitude. And one man said to his neighbor, Surely Moses and Aaron spoke to Pharaoh, saying, We will go a 3 days' journey in the wilderness and sacrifice to Mighty God Ahiah, our El Elohi. Now therefore let us rise up early in the morning and cause them to return. It shall be that if they return with us to Egypt to their masters, then shall we know that there is faith in them. But if they will not return, then will we fight with them and make them come back with great power and a strong hand. And all the nobles of Pharaoh rose up in the morning, and with them about 700,000 men, and they went forth from Egypt on that day, and came to the place where the children of Israel were. And all the Egyptians saw, and behold, Moses and Aaron and all the children of Israel were sitting before Pi-hahiroth, eating and drinking and celebrating the feast of Mighty God Ahiah. And all the Egyptians said to the children of Israel, Surely you said, We will go a journey for 3 days in the wilderness and sacrifice to our El Elohi, Mighty God Ahiah, and return. Now therefore this day make 5 days since you went. Why do you not return to your masters? And Moses and Aaron answered them, saying, Because Mighty God Ahiah, our El Elohi, has testified in us, saying, You shall no more return to Egypt, but we will betake ourselves to a land flowing with milk and honey, as Mighty God Ahiah, our El Elohi, had sworn to our ancestors to give to us. And when the nobles of Egypt saw that the children of Israel did not hearken to them to return to Egypt, they girded themselves to fight with Israel. And Mighty God Ahiah strengthened the hearts of the children of Israel over the Egyptians, that they gave them a severe beating, and the battle was sore upon the Egyptians. And all the Egyptians fled from before the children of Israel, for many of them perished by the hand of Israel. And the nobles of Pharaoh went to Egypt and told Pharaoh, saying, The children of Israel have fled, and we no more return to Egypt. And in this manner did Moses and Aaron speak to us. And Pharaoh heard this thing, and his heart and the hearts of all his subjects were turned against Israel, and they repented that they had sent Israel. And all the Egyptians advised Pharaoh to pursue the children of Israel, to make them come back to their burdens. And they said each man to his brother, What is this which we have done, that we have sent Israel from our servitude? And Mighty God Ahiah strengthened the hearts of all the Egyptians to pursue the Israelites, for the Mighty God Ahiah desired to overthrow the Egyptians in the Red Sea. And Pharaoh rose up and harnessed his chariot, and he ordered all the Egyptians to assemble. Not one man was left excepting the little ones and the women. And all the Egyptians went forth with Pharaoh to pursue the children of Israel, and the in the camp of Egypt was an exceedingly large and heavy camp, about 100,000 men. And the whole of this camp went and pursued the children of Israel to bring them back to Egypt, and they reached them encamping by the Red Sea. And the children of Israel lifted up their eyes and beheld all the Egyptians pursuing them, and the children of Israel were greatly terrified at them, and the children of Israel cried to mighty God Ahiah. And on the account of the Egyptians, the children of Israel divided themselves into 4 divisions, and they were divided in their opinions, for they were afraid of the Egyptians, and Moses spoke to each of them. The first division was of the children of Reuben, Simeon, and Issachar, and they resolved to cast themselves into the sea, for they were exceedingly afraid of the Egyptians. And Moses said to them, Fear not, stand still and see the salvation of mighty God Ahiah, which he will effect this day for you. The second division was of the children of Zebulun, Benjamin, and Naphtali, and they resolved to go back to Egypt with the Egyptians. And Moses said to them, Fear not, for as you have seen the Egyptians this day, so shall excuse me. Sorry about that. We're going to back that up to verse 30. And Moses said to them, Fear not, for as you have seen the Egyptians this day, so shall you see them no more forever. The third division was of the children of Judah and Joseph, and they resolved to go to meet the Egyptians to fight with them. And Moses said to them, Stand in your places, for mighty God Ahiah will fight for you, and you shall remain silent. And the fourth division was of the children of Levi, Gad, and Asher, and they resolved to go into the midst of the Egyptians to confound them. And Moses said to them, Remain in your stations and fear not, only call unto mighty God Ahiah, that he may save you out of their hands. After this Moses rose up from amidst the people, and he prayed to mighty God Ahiah, and said, O mighty God Ahiah, our Elohi of the whole earth, save now the people whom thou didst bring forth from Egypt, and let not the Egyptian boast that power and might of theirs. So mighty God Ahiah said to Moses, Why dost thou cry unto me? Speak to the children of Israel, that they shall proceed, and do thou stretch out thy rod upon the sea, and divide it, and the children of Israel shall pass through it. And Moses did so, and he lifted up his rod upon the sea, and divided it. And the waters of the sea were divided into 12 parts. And the children of Israel passed through on foot, with shoes, as a man would pass through a prepared road. And mighty God Ahiah manifested to the children of Israel his wonders in Egypt and in the sea by the hand of Moses and Aaron. And when the children of Israel had entered the sea, the Egyptians came after them, and the waters of the sea resumed upon them, and they all sank in the water, and not one man was left expecting Pharaoh, who gave thanks to mighty God Ahiah and believed in him. Therefore mighty God Ahiah did not cause him to perish at that time with the Egyptians. And mighty God Ahiah ordered an angel to take him from amongst the Egyptians, who cast him upon the land of Nineveh, and he reigned over it for a long time. And on that day mighty God Ahiah saved Israel from the hand of Egypt, and all the children of Israel saw that the Egyptians had perished, and they beheld the great hand of mighty God Ahiah in what he had performed in Egypt and in the sea. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto mighty God Ahiah on the day when mighty God Ahiah caused the Egyptians to fall before them. And all Israel sang in concert, saying, I will sing to mighty God Ahiah, for he is greatly exalted. The horse and his rider has he cast into the sea. Behold, it is written in the book of the law of mighty God Ahiah. After this the children of Israel proceeded on their journey, and encamped in Marah. And mighty God Ahiah gave to the children of Israel statutes and judgments in that place in Marah. And mighty God Ahiah commanded the children of Israel to walk in all his ways and to serve him. And they journeyed from Marah and came to Elim, and in Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 date trees, and the children encamped there by the waters. And they journeyed from Elim and came to the wilderness of Sin on the 15th day of the 2nd month after their departure from Egypt. And at that time mighty God Ahiah gave the manna to the children of Israel to eat. And mighty God Ahiah caused food to rain from heaven for the children of Israel day by day. And the children of Israel ate the manna for 40 years, all the days that they were in the wilderness, until they came to the land of Canaan to possess it. And they proceeded from the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Alush. And they proceeded from Alush and encamped in Rephidim. And when the children of Israel were in Rephidim, Amalek, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, the brother of Zepho, came to fight with Israel. And he brought with him 801,000 men, magicians and conjurers, and he prepared for battle with Israel in Rephidim. And they carried on a great and severe battle against Israel, and mighty God Ahiah delivered Amalek and his people into the hand of Moses and the children of Israel, and into the hand of Joshua the son of Nun, the Ephraimite, the servant of Moses. And the children of Israel smote Amalek and his people at the edge of the sword, but the battle was very sore upon the children of Israel. And mighty God Ahiah said to Moses, Write this thing as a memorial for thee in a book, and place it in the hand of Joshua the son of Nun, thy servant, and thou shalt command the children of Israel, saying, When thou shalt come to the land of Canaan, thou shalt utterly efface the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses did so, and he took the book and wrote upon it these words, saying, Remember what Amalek has done to thee in the road when thou wentest forth from Egypt, who met thee in the road and smote thy rear, even those that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary. Therefore it shall be, when mighty God Ahiah thy Elohi, thy mighty God, shall have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about in the land which mighty God Ahiah thy Elohi giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. And the king who shall have pity on Amalek, or upon his memory, or upon his seed, behold, I will require it of him, and I will cut him off from among his people. And Moses wrote all these things in a book, and he enjoined the children of Israel respecting all these matters. Chapter 82. And the children of Israel proceeded from Rephidim, and they encamped in the wilderness of Sinai in the 3rd month from their going forth from Egypt. At that time came Reuel the Midianite, the father-in-law of Moses, with Zipporah his daughter and her 2 sons, for he had heard of the wonders of mighty God Ahiah, which he had done to Israel, that he had divided them from the hand of Egypt. And Reuel came to Moses to the wilderness where he was encamped, where was the mountain of mighty God Ahiah. And Moses went forth to meet his father-in-law with great honor, and all Israel was with him. And Reuel and his children remained amongst the Israelites for many days, and Reuel knew mighty God Ahiah from that day forward. And in the 3rd month from the children of Israel's departure from Egypt, on the 6th day thereof, mighty God Ahiah gave to Israel the 10 commandments on Mount Sinai. And all Israel heard of these commandments, and all Israel rejoiced exceedingly in mighty God Ahiah on that day. And the glory of mighty God Ahiah rested upon Mount Sinai, and he called to Moses, and Moses came in the midst of a cloud and ascended the mountain. And Moses was upon the mount 40 days and 40 nights. He ate no bread and drank no water. And mighty God Ahiah instructed him in the statutes and judgments, in order to teach the children of Israel. And mighty God Ahiah wrote the 10 commandments which he had commanded the children of Israel upon 2 tablets of stone, which he gave to Moses to command the children of Israel. And at the end of 40 days and 40 nights, when mighty God Ahiah had finished speaking to Moses on Mount Sinai, then mighty God Ahiah gave to Moses the tablets of stone, written with the finger of mighty God Ahiah. And when the children of Israel saw that Moses tarried to come down from the mount, they gathered round Aaron and said, As for this man Moses, we know not what has become of him. Now therefore rise up, make unto us a God who shall go before us, so that thou shalt not die. And Aaron was greatly afraid of the people, and he ordered them to bring him gold, and he made it into a molten calf for the people. And mighty God Ahiah said to Moses before he had come down from the mount, Get thee down, for thy people whom thou didst bring forth from Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have made to themselves a molten calf, and have bowed down to it. Now therefore leave me, that I may consume them from off the earth, for they are a stiff-necked people. And Moses besought the countenance of mighty God Ahiah, and he prayed to mighty God Ahiah for the people on account of the calf which they had made. And he afterward descended from the mount, and in his hands were the 2 tablets of stone, which mighty God Ahiah had given him to command the Israelites. And when Moses approached the camp and saw the calf which the people had made, the anger of Moses was kindled, and he broke the tablets under the mount. And Moses came to the camp, and he took the calf and burned it with fire, and ground it till it became fine dust. And he strewed it upon the water, and gave it to the Israelites to drink. And there died of the people by the sword of each other about 3,000 men who had made the calf. And on the morrow Moses said to the people, I will go up to mighty God Ahiah, peradventure I may make atonement for your sins which you have sinned to mighty God Ahiah. And Moses again went up to mighty God Ahiah, and he remained with mighty God Ahiah 40 days and 40 nights. And during the 40 days did Moses entreat mighty God Ahiah in behalf of the children of Israel, and mighty God Ahiah hearkened to the prayer of Moses. And mighty God Ahiah was entreated of him in behalf of Israel. Then spake mighty God Ahiah to Moses to hew 2 stones tablet, and to bring them up to mighty God Ahiah, who would write upon them the 10 commandments. Now Moses did so, and he came down and hewed the 2 tablets, and went up to Mount Sinai to mighty God Ahiah. And mighty God Ahiah wrote the 10 commandments upon the tablets. And Moses remained yet with mighty God Ahiah 40 days and 40 nights. And mighty God Ahiah instructed him in statutes and judgments to impart to Israel. And mighty God Ahiah commanded his respecting the children of Israel, that they should make a sanctuary for mighty God Ahiah, that his name might rest therein. And mighty God Ahiah showed him the likeness of the sanctuary, and the likeness of all its vessels. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Verse 28. And at the end of the 40 days Moses came down from the mount, and the 2 tablets were in his hand. And Moses came to the children of Israel, and spoke to them all the words of mighty God Ahiah. And he taught them laws, statutes, and judgments which mighty God Ahiah had taught him. And Moses told the children of Israel the word of mighty God Ahiah, that a sanctuary should be made for him to dwell amongst the children of Israel. And the people rejoiced greatly at all the good which mighty God Ahiah had spoken to them through Moses, and they said, We will do all that mighty God Ahiah has spoken to thee. And the people rose up like one man, and they made generous offerings to the sanctuary of mighty God Ahiah, and each man brought the offering of mighty God Ahiah for the work of the sanctuary and for all its service. And all the children of Israel brought each man of all that was found in his possession for the work of the sanctuary of mighty God Ahiah, gold, silver, and brass, and everything that was serviceable for the sanctuary. And all the wise men who were practiced in work came and made the sanctuary of mighty God Ahiah, according to all that mighty God Ahiah had commanded, every man in the work in which he had been practiced. And all the wise men in heart made the sanctuary, and its furniture, and all the vessels for the holy service, as mighty God Ahiah had commanded Moses. And the work of the sanctuary of the tabernacle was completed at the end of 5 months, and the children of Israel did all that mighty God Ahiah had commanded Moses. And they brought the sanctuary and all its furniture to Moses, like unto the representation which mighty God Ahiah has shown to Moses, so did the children of Israel. And Moses saw the work, and behold, they did it as mighty God Ahiah had commanded him, so Moses blessed them. Chapter 83. And in the 12th month, in the 23rd day of the month, Moses took Aaron and his sons, and he dressed them in their garments, and anointed them, and did unto them as mighty God Ahiah had commanded him. And Moses brought up all the offerings which mighty God Ahiah had on that day commanded him. Moses afterward took Aaron and his sons, and said to them, For 7 days shall you remain at the door of the tabernacle, for thus am I commanded. And Aaron and his sons did all that mighty God Ahiah had commanded them through Moses, and they remained for 7 days at the door of the tabernacle. And on the 8th day, being the first day of the first month, in the 2nd year from the Israelites' departure from Egypt, Moses erected the sanctuary, and Moses put up all the furniture of the tabernacle and all the furniture of the sanctuary, and he did all that mighty God Ahiah had commanded him. And Moses called to Aaron and his sons, and they brought the burnt offering and the sin offering for themselves and the children of Israel, as mighty God Ahiah had commanded Moses. On that day the 2 sons of Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, took strange fire and brought it before mighty God Ahiah, who had not commanded them, and a fire went forth from before Ahiah, and consumed them, and they died before mighty God Ahiah on that day. Then on the day when Moses had completed to erect the sanctuary, the princes of the children of Israel began to bring their offering before mighty God Ahiah for the dedication of the altar. And they brought up their offering, each prince from 1 day, a prince each day, for 12 days. And all the offering which they brought, each man in his day, 1 silver charger weighing 130 shekels, 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering. 1 spoon weighing 10 shekels of gold, full of incense. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offering 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 lambs of a year old. Thus did the 12 princes of Israel day by day, each man in his day. And it was after this, in the 13th day of the month, that Moses commanded the children of Israel to observe the Passover. And the children of Israel kept the Passover in its season in the 14th day of the month, as mighty God Ahiah had commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. And in the 2nd month of the 1st day thereof, mighty God Ahiah spoke unto Moses, saying, Number the heads of all the males of the children of Israel from 20 years old and upward, and thou, brother Aaron, and the 12 princes of Israel. And Moses did so, and Aaron came with the 12 princes of Israel, and they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. And the numbers of the children of Israel by the houses of their father from 20 years old and upward were 603,550. But the children of Levi were not numbered amongst the brethren, the children of Israel. And the number of all the males of the children of Israel from 1 month old and upward was 22,273. And the number of the children of Levi from 1 month old and above was 22,000. And Moses placed the priests and the Levites, each man to his service and to his burden, to serve the sanctuary of the tabernacle of mighty God Ahiah had commanded Moses, as mighty God Ahiah had commanded Moses. And on the 20th day of the month, the cloud was taken away from the tabernacle of the testimony. At that time the children of Israel continued their journey from the wilderness of Sinai, and they took a journey of 3 days, and the cloud rested upon the wilderness of Paran. There the anger of mighty God Ahiah was kindled against Israel, for they had provoked mighty God Ahiah in asking him for meat, that they might eat. And mighty God Ahiah hearkened to their voice, and gave them meat which they ate for 1 month. But after this the anger of mighty God Ahiah was kindled against him, and he smote them with a great slaughter, and they were buried there in that place. And the children of Israel called that place Kibroth Hattava, because there they buried the people that lusted flesh. And they departed from Kibroth Hattava and pitched in Hazeroth, which is in the wilderness of Paran. And whilst the children of Israel were in Hazeroth, the anger of mighty God Ahiah was kindled against Miriam on account of Moses, and she became leprous, white as snow. And she was confined without the camp for 7 days until she had been received again after her leprosy. The children of Israel afterward departed from Hazeroth and pitched in the end of the wilderness of Paran. At that time, mighty God Ahiah spoke to Moses to send 12 men from the children of Israel, one man to a tribe, to go and explore the land of Canaan. And Moses sent the 12 men, and they came to the land of Canaan to search and examine it. And they explored the whole land from the wilderness of Sin to Rechob, as thou comest to Chamath. At the end of 40 days they came to Moses and Aaron, and they brought him word as it was in their hearts. And 10 of the men brought up an evil report to the children of Israel of the land which they had explored, saying, It is better for us to return to Egypt than to go to this land, a land that consumes its inhabitants. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who were of those that explored the land, said, The land is exceedingly good. If mighty God Ahiah delight in us, then he will bring us to this land and give it to us, for it is a land flowing with milk and honey. But the children of Israel would not hearken to them, and they hearkened to the words of the 10 men who had brought up an evil report of the land. And mighty God Ahiah heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, and he was angry and swore, saying, Surely not one man of this wicked generation shall see the land from 20 years old and upward, excepting Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But surely this wicked generation shall perish in this wilderness, and their children shall come to the land, and they shall possess it. So the anger of mighty God Ahiah was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until the end of that wicked generation, because they did not follow mighty God Ahiah. And the people dwelt in the wilderness of Paran a long time, and they afterward proceeded to the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Chapter 84. At that time Korah the son of Jetzer, the son of Keath, the son of Levi, took many men of the children of Israel, and they rose up and quarreled with Moses and Aaron and the whole congregation. And mighty God Ahiah was angry with them, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all belonging to them, and all the men belonging to Korah. And after this, mighty God Ahiah, our El Elohi, made the people go around by the way of Mount Seir for a long time. At that time mighty God Ahiah said unto Moses, Provoke not a war against the children of Esau, for I will not give to you of anything belonging to them, as much as the sole of the foot could tread upon, for I have given Mount Seir for inheritance to Esau. Therefore did the children of Esau fight against the children of Seir in former times, and mighty God Ahiah had delivered the children of Seir into the hands of the children of Esau, and destroyed them from before them, and the children of Esau dwelt in their stead unto this day. Therefore mighty God Ahiah said to the children of Israel, Fight not against the children of Esau, your brethren, for nothing in their land belongs to you, but you may buy food of them for money and eat it, and you may buy water of them for money and drink it. And the children of Israel did according to the word of mighty God Ahiah. And the children of Israel went about the wilderness, going round by the way of Mount Sinai for a long time, and touched not the children of Esau, and they continued in that district for 19 years. At that time died Latinus, king of the children of Chittim, in the 45th year of his reign, which is the 14th year of the children of Israel departure from Egypt. And they buried him in his place which he had built for himself in the land of Chittim, and Abimenaz reigned in his place for 38 years. And the children of Israel passed from the boundary of the children of Esau in those days at the end of 19 years, and they came and passed the road of the wilderness of Moab. And mighty God Ahiah said to Moses, Besiege not Moab, and do not fight against them, for I will give you nothing of their land. And the children of Israel passed the road of the wilderness of Moab for 19 years, and they did not fight against them. And in the 36th year of the children of Israel departing from Egypt, mighty God Ahiah smote the hearts of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and he waged war and went forth to fight against the children of Moab. And Sihon sent messengers to Beor, the son of Jannes, the son of Balaam, counselor to the king of Egypt, and to Balaam his son, to curse Moab, in order that it might be delivered into the hand of Sihon. And the messengers went and brought Beor the son of Jannes and Balaam his son from Pethor in Mesopotamia. So Beor and Balaam his son came to the city of Sihon, and they cursed Moab and their king in the presence of Sihon, king of the Amorites. So Sihon went out with his whole army, and he went to Moab and fought against them, and he subdued them, and mighty God Ahiah delivered them into his hands, and Sihon slew the king of Moab. And Sihon took all the cities of Moab in the battle. He also took Heshbon from them, for Heshbon was one of the cities of Moab. And Sihon placed his princes and his nobles in Heshbon, and Heshbon belonged to Sihon in those days. Therefore the parable speakers Beor and Balaam his sons uttered these words, saying, Come into Heshbon, the city of Sihon, we will be built and established. Woe unto thee, Moab, thou art lost, O people of Chemosh. Behold, it is written upon the book of the law of mighty God Ahiah. And when Sihon had conquered Moab, he placed guards in the cities which he had taken from Moab, and a considerable number of children of Moab fell in battle into the hand of Sihon, and he made a great capture of them, sons and daughters, and he slew their king. So Sihon turned back to his own land. And Sihon gave numerous presents of silver and gold to Beor and Balaam his son, and he dismissed them, and they went to Mesopotamia, to their home and country. At that time all the children of Israel passed from the road of the wilderness of Moab, and returned and surrounded the wilderness of Edom. So the whole congregation came to the wilderness of Sin in the first month of the 40th year from their departure from Egypt, and the children of Israel dwelt there in Kadesh of the wilderness of Sin, and Miriam died there, and she was buried there. At that time Moses sent messengers to Hadad, king of Edom, saying, Thus says thy brother Israel, Let me pass, I pray thee, through thy land. We will not pass through field or vineyard. We will not drink the water of the well. We will walk in the king's road. And Edom said to him, Thou shalt not pass through my country. And Edom went forth to meet the children of Israel with a mighty people. And the children of Esau refused to let the children of Israel pass through their land, so the Israelites removed from them and fought not against them. For before this, mighty God Ahiah had commanded the children of Israel, saying, You shall not fight against the children of Esau. Therefore the Israelites removed from them and did not fight against them. So the children of Israel departed from Kadesh, and all the people came to Mount Hor. At that time mighty God Ahiah said to Moses, Tell thy brother Aaron that he shall die there, for he shall not come to the land which I have given to the children of Israel. And Aaron went up at the command of mighty God Ahiah to Mount Hor in the 40th year, in the 5th month, in the first day of the month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. Chapter 85, the last chapter for today. And King Arad the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south, heard that the Israelites had come by the way of the spies, and he arranged his forces to fight against the Israelites. And the children of Israel were greatly afraid of him, for he had a great and heavy army. So the children of Israel resolved to return to Egypt. And the children of Israel turned back about the distance of 3 days' journey until Mazarath Beni Jaacon, for they were greatly afraid on account of the king Arad. And the children of Israel would not get back to their places, so they remained in Beni Jaacon for 30 days. And when the children of Levi saw that the children of Israel would not turn back, they were jealous for the sake of mighty God Ahiah, and they rose up and fought against the Israelites, their brethren, and slew of them a great body, and forced them to turn back to their place, Mount Hor. And when they returned, King Arad was still arranging his host for battle against the Israelites. And Israel vowed a vow, saying, If thou wilt deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And mighty God Ahiah hearkened to the voice of Israel, and he delivered the Canaanites into their hand, and he utterly destroyed them in their cities, and he called the name of the place Hormah. And the children of Israel journeyed from Mount Hor and pitched in Oboth, and they journeyed from Oboth, and they pitched in Abarim in the border of Moab. And the children of Israel sent to Moab, saying, Let us pass now through thy land until our place. But the children of Moab would not suffer the children of Israel to pass through their land. For the children of Moab were greatly afraid lest the children of Israel should do unto them as Sihon king of the Amorites had done to them, who had taken their land and had slain many of them. Therefore Moab would not suffer the Israelites to pass through his land, and mighty God Ahiah commanded the children of Israel, saying that they should not fight against Moab. So the Israelites removed from Moab. And the children of Israel journeyed from the border of Moab, that they came to the other side of Arnon, the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites, and they pitched in the border of Sihon king of the Amorites, in the wilderness of Kedemoth. And the children of Israel sent messengers to Sihon king of the Amorites, saying, Let us pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will go along by the king's highway until we shall have passed the border. But Sihon would not suffer the Israelites to pass. So Sihon collected all the people of the Amorites and went forth into the wilderness to meet the children of Israel, and he fought against Israel in Jahaz. And mighty God Ahiah delivered Sihon king of the Amorites into the hand of the children of Israel, and Israel smote all the people of Sihon with the edge of the sword, and avenged the cause of Moab. And the children of Israel took possessions of the land of Sihon from Aram unto Jabbok, unto the children of Ammon, and they took all the spoil of the cities. And Israel took all the cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites. And all the children of Israel resolved to fight against the children of Ammon, to take their land also. So mighty God Ahiah said to the children of Israel, Do not besiege the children of Ammon, neither stir up battle against them, for I will give nothing to you of their land. And the children of Israel hearkened to the word of mighty God Ahiah, and did not fight against the children of Ammon. And the children of Israel turned and went up by the way of Bashan to the land of Og, king of Bashan. And Og, the king of Bashan, went out to meet the Israelites in battle, and he had with him many valiant men, and a very strong force from the people of the Amorites. And Og, king of Bashan, was a very powerful man, but Naaron, his son, was exceedingly powerful, even stronger than he was. And Og said in his heart, Behold, now the whole camp of Israel take up a space of 3 parsa. Now will I smite them at once without sword or spear. And Og went up Mount Jahaz, and took therefrom one large stone, the length of which was 3 parsa, and he placed it on his head, and resolved to throw it upon the camp of the children of Israel, to smite all the Israelites with that stone. And the angel of mighty God Ahiah came and pierced the stone upon the head of Og, and the stone fell upon the neck of Og, that Og fell to the earth on account of the weight of the stone upon his neck. At that time mighty God Ahiah said to the children of Israel, Be not afraid of him, for I have given him and all his people and all his land into your hand, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon. And Moses went down to him with a small number of the children of Israel, and Moses smote Og with a stick at the ankles of his feet and slew him. The children of Israel afterward pursued the children of Og and all his people, and they beat and destroyed them till there was no remnant left of them. Moses afterwards sent some of the children of Israel to spy out Jasher, for Jasher was a very famous city. And the spies went to Jasher and explored it, and the spies trusted in mighty God Ahiah, and they fought against the men of Jasher. And these men took Jasher and its villages, and mighty God Ahiah delivered them into the hand of they drove out the Amorites who had been there. And the children of Israel took the land of the two kings of the Amorites, 60 cities which were on the other side of Jordan, from the brook of Arnon unto Mount Hermon. And the children of Israel journeyed and came into the plain of Moab, which is on this side of Jordan by Jericho. And the children of Moab heard all the evil which the children of Israel had done to the two kings of the Amorites, to Sihon and Og. So all the men of Moab were greatly afraid of the Israelites. And the elders of Moab said, Behold, the two kings of the Amorites, Sihon and Og, who were more powerful than all the kings of the earth, could not stand against the children of Israel. How then can we stand before them? Surely they sent us a message before now to pass through our land on their way, and we would not suffer them. Now they will turn upon us with their heavy swords and destroy us. And Moab was distressed on account of the children of Israel, and they were greatly afraid of them, and they counseled together what was to be done to the children of Israel. And the elders of Moab resolved and took one of their men, Balak the son of Zippor, the Moabite, and made him king over them at that time. And Balak was a very wise man. And the elders of Moab rose up and sent to the children of Midian to make peace with them, for a great battle and enmity, which is hatred, had been in those days between Moab and Midian, from the days of Hadad the son of Bedad, king of Edom, who smote Midian in the field of Moab unto these days. And the children of Moab sent to the children of Midian, and they made peace with them. And the elders of Midian came to the land of Moab to make peace in behalf of the children of Midian. And the elders of Moab counseled with the elders of Midian what to do in order to save their lives from Israel. And all the children of Moab said to the elders of Midian, Now therefore the children of Israel lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licks up the grass of the field, for thus did they do to the two kings of the Amorites, who are stronger than we are. And the elders of Midian said to Moab, We have heard that at the time when Sihon, king of the Amorites, fought against you, when he prevailed over you and took your land, he had sent to Beor the sons of Jannes, and to Balaam his son from Mesopotamia, and they came and cursed you. Therefore did the hand of Sihon prevail over you, that he took your land. Now therefore send you also to Balaam his sons, for he still remains in his land, and give him his hire, that he may come and curse all the people of whom you are afraid. So the elders of Moab heard this thing, and it pleased them to send to Balaam the son of Beor. So Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent messengers to Balaam, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Now therefore come and curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail to fight against them, and drive them out, for I heard that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and whom thou cursed is cursed. So the messengers of Balak went to Balaam, and brought Balaam to curse the people to fight against Moab. And Balaam came to Balak to curse Israel, and mighty God Ahiah said to Balaam, Curse not this people, for it is blessed. And Balak urged Balaam day by day to curse Israel, but Balaam hearkened not to Balak on account of the word of mighty God Ahiah, which he had spoken to Balaam. And when Balak saw that Balaam would not accede to his wish, he rose up and went home, and Balaam also returned to his land, and he went from there to Midian. And the children of Israel journeyed from the plain of Moab and pitched by Jordan from Beth Jesimoth even unto Abel Shittim at the end of the plains of Moab. And when the children of Israel abode in the plain of Shittim, they began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And the children of Israel approached Moab, and the children of Moab pitched their tents opposite to the camp of the children of Israel. And the children of Moab were afraid of the children of Israel, and the children of Moab took all their daughters and their wives of beautiful aspect and comely appearance, and dressed them in gold and silver and costly garments. And the children of Moab seated those women at the door of their tent, in order that the children of Israel might see them and turn to them, and not fight against Moab. And all the children of Moab did this thing to the children of Israel, and every man placed his wife and daughter at the door of his tent. And all the children of Israel saw the act of the children of Moab, and the children of Israel turned to the daughters of Moab, and coveted them, and they went to them. And it came to pass that when a Hebrew came to the door of the tent of Moab, and saw a daughter of Moab, and desired her in his heart, and spoke with her at the door of the tent that which he desired, whilst they were speaking together, the men of the tent would come out and speak to the Hebrew like unto these words. Surely you know that we are brethren, we are all the descendants of Lot, and the descendants of Abraham his brother. Wherefore then will you not remain with us, and wherefore will you not eat our bread and our sacrifice? And when the children of Moab had thus overwhelmed him with their speeches, and enticed him by their flattering words, they seated him in the tent, and cooked and sacrificed for him, and he ate of their sacrifices and of their bread. They then gave him wine, and he drank, and became intoxicated, and they placed before him a beautiful damsel, and he did with her as he liked, for he knew not what he was doing, as he had drunk plentifully of wine. Thus did the children of Moab to Israel in that place in the plain of Shittim, and the anger of mighty God Ahiah was kindled against Israel on account of this matter, and he sent a pestilence amongst them, and there died of the Israelites 24,000 men. Now therefore was a man of the children of Simeon, whose name was Zimri, the son of Salu, who connected himself with the Midianite Cosbi, the daughter of Zur, king of Midian, in the sight of all the children of Israel. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw this wicked thing which Zimri had done, and he took a spear, and rose up, and went after them, and pierced them both, and slew them. And the pestilence ceased from the children of Israel. And that's the end of chapter 85. Thank you for listening. We will continue tomorrow, finishing off the book of Jasher. Thank you for listening.